It's another Pro Wrestling This Week with your boy Dirt God Raven Mac, going 40 years back to July 12th, 1986. We begin the week in Memphis where Bam Bam Bigelow takes on two dudes, and then the Nightmares take on a weird ragtag tag team called Rough and Ready.
The ring. Handicap match here against Jim Jameson and Mike Murphy. That'll do it, Bill, for heaven's sakes. Bill Dundee ringing a bell incessantly here. Bigelow doing a handstand. A double kick kicks Jameson and Murphy back.
Action, baby. Yeah, Bam Bam, you got me excited, baby. Now, Jim Jameson and that other, what's that other dude's name? I've got this, Dave. I got this under control. Look at that drop kick from a 400-pound athlete, Daddy. Oh, Laurel, I wouldn't be you for nothing.
Look at that, Bigelow.
Well, at least somebody else thought so. Somebody else thought it was good apart from me. Even Mr. Bias Lance Russell thought it was.
Hey, listen, I recognize it when I see it. And, brother, this guy is big and as mobile as anybody I ever saw.
Now, that's class, Lance Russell. That is destruction, baby. Oh.
What is it?
Here we go. What is this? Do you know what it is, Lance Russell? He gone upstairs, Daddy. This is 400 pounds, Lancer. 400 pounds. Ooh, messy. Look at the grace this man has. Oh! I think it's all over. No, don't ring it. What for? Don't ring it. Do it again, Bam Bam.
Disqualification, Bill, in case you didn't notice. He got disqualified
again, Bam Bam.
going to the top rope. And the winners are going to be Jameson and Murphy. He now comes down and picks Murphy up.
Well, the match is already over, Lance. There you go, Bam Bam. Hey, he don't want to hear that. There we go now. There you go. We got him, Bam Bam. Woo! Mercy. That's great. You can't do no more to him, Lancer. It's over. It's already over.
I almost killed him coming off that top rope, but the winner still by disqualification, Jameson and Murphy. And Bigelow doesn't even care whether he gets disqualified or not. He and Sharp already made that perfectly clear.
That's what it says right here.
Okay, and off that rope, brother, let me tell you what. Look at Bigelow. There he is, boys. Disqualification first, I'll say that.
That is great.
Fly. Nails Jim Jameson, and look at Jameson bounce. He went 18 inches in the air.
Yeah, he did.
After being bounced off of that.
Want me to ring it?
We're ready to go as we get ready for our next match.
Very good.
All right, up in the ring right now. It's Rough and Ready. Here come their opponents, the Nightmares. Ken Wayne, Danny Davis.
Bill, I appreciate you respecting something.
One fall, 10-minute match set to go. The referee says ring the bell and let's get her going here. It's going to be Ken Wayne starting for his team and Rough for the team of Rough and Ready. Both winner over in the corner of Rough and Ready.
Move there, very scientific on the Rough and Ready guy there. Now that ain't right. I thought Ken Wayne and Danny Davis had a little more class than that, but I see they don't. I guess Jerry already Marlins talked to him and got him on their side of the fence. I think they want all the little girls to like him. What do you
I think they're a tough tag team.
I agree with that.
Athletes go, they're great. They ain't no Bill Dundee, but they're probably in the same class as Lawler, but not me.
Ken Wayne takes it over from Danny Davis and working hard. Nightmares. Another one of these teams that make up for the lack of size by having tremendous ability. Don't always like some of the things they do like that. But they handle it the way they see fit, I guess. Look at this, Danny Davis. Not a pile driver, but it's so close good. And boy, here comes Ken Wayne.
You disqualify him, you disqualify him.
He didn't come off the top rope. He came off the second rope, Bill.
He didn't come off the top.
Minute 30 seconds the time on it to win for the Nightmares.
Not much of a test, and the Nightmares walk out victorious. We'll be back in a moment.
Jimmy Valiant always been a hero to me, and the Paul Jones-Jimmy Valiant cutting each other's hair feud from 1986 is an all-time classic.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, with me now, the Raging Bull, Manny Fernandez.
You know, David, a little while back, me and the Boogeyman said, put up or cut up. And you know something? There's a new bald-headed geek running around, and you can tell that it ain't me because I got all my hair. What do you say? It's not me. Brother, look at here. We know somebody lost their hair, and it don't look like our army because our army's intact. So Paul Jones, I don't know. Who can it be? We ain't telling her you. I hope not. Tell him, hey, baby, I want all my brothers and sisters. Stay tuned. Just in 2 minutes, you're going to see who is the bald-headed geek. Yeah.
And look now, the new bald-headed geek.
You love that, don't you, David, huh? You love that the poor man's in, the poor man is in misery.
It had to
The
happen to
poor
somebody.
Hey, it was an injustice. It was a total injustice, a miscarriage of justice, what happened to Shaska Watley. That's exactly what it was, and I don't think...
He knew the risk when he went in that ring. One of them was going to walk out bald-headed.
He didn't know that Jimmy Valiant had probably paid off the referee. That's exactly what happened. And right now, all these people, all these sadistic, animalistic perverts are tormenting him.
Now, what's he bad? He's a little nervous now. You understand that. I mean, you'd be nervous too. That's an idea. You had your... But let's go back here. Let's watch it. Let's see him take it off.
David,
He's nervous.
you're the kind of guy that would go down to the old folks' home and wax the front steps. You know that? You enjoy this. The poor man's in misery there. And listen to these people. I think it's sick. I think it's disgusting that they should make fun of a man like that. And once again, Mark Fleming is going to pay the price for these people making Shaska Watley mad.
The Army is going down. There's now one more bald-headed geek. Paul Jones has to go up against Valiant again. And the hair is at stake.
Okay. Hey,
Paul
Shaska,
Jones is the next.
Shaska may be bald, but you see, he's fighting maybe better than ever. And he still might be able to help Paul Jones take care of Jimmy Valiant. Paul Jones will never be bald-headed. Ain't no way. That's all there is to it. And look at Shaska Watley. He's now setting up Mark Fleming for the most devastating maneuver of any member of the Army. The superplex off the ropes, and there it is.
The Army, slowly but surely.
1, 2, 3, and that's the same way Jimmy Valiant's going down, and he's going to lose his hair.
We'll see. Look at the Barbarian. Came off. Could this bring the Army together? We don't know.
And then we're off to Texas with world-class wrestling, where Abdullah the Butcher continues to terrify the fine folk of Texas, beating up Skip Young.
World-class championship wrestling. In the ring is Skip Young. And coming in is the diabolical, the unpredictable, the dangerous Abdullah the Butcher from the Sudan. 450 pounds. And Gary Hart, his manager, is with him. Gary Hart, who somehow brought him into the United States. Right now, let's go to Mark Lawrence for the introduction.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next bout has a 30-minute time limit. And as the bout gets underway, I would like to remind our audience that the $10,000 is on the line by manager Gary Hart for any man who can defeat his man that I introduce at this time. From the Republic of Sudan, weighing well in excess of 400 pounds, the dreaded and awesome Abdullah the Butcher. As I said, of course, Gary Hart is manager. His opponent tonight, from Dallas, Skip Young. Rick Hazard, your referee.
225 pounds, Skip Young from South Oak Cliff, Dallas, against some 400 pounds of Abdullah the Butcher, who has a big stick in his hand. Looks like a billy club, policeman's billy club, and he is using now. Gary Hart's taking it away from him, and the Butcher has fired Skip Young right out onto the floor. Here comes that madman from the Sudan, right down on top of him, with chairs on top of Skip Young, bashing away on the young man from Dallas. And it is amazing that professional wrestling can allow such a type of individual to remain. He is absolutely dangerous. Gary Hart, who always says he finds the greatest, the craziest, the wildest talent. Certainly, there goes Skip Young. Looks like he certainly has fulfilled a promise that he told us, that Abdullah the Butcher was the wildest, meanest individual in wrestling, maybe in anything else today. Gary Hart now trying to control him as Skip Young comes in on this side. But the Butcher goes to work on Skip Young with those pointed toes. Those shoes of the Mideast. Now, the referee trying to get Gary Hart to push the mad Abdullah the Butcher back. So Skip Young will have an opportunity to get in at least some. And he hammers in on Skip Young. Over 400 pounds. An awesome creature who takes a shot, another shot, doesn't even notice, doesn't even. Now he gets one. Now Skip Young is hammering away. Gary Hart sticking that club out to the center of the ring and jabbing something into the head of Skip Young, Abdullah the Butcher, and Gary Hart taking the attention of the referee away from the situation, and Abdullah the Butcher hammers into Skip Young. Here's the Butcher going back to work again on the far side, and again he jabs with whatever instrument he has, it appears he has in his hand, into the neck of Skip Young. You can certainly be aware, watching this wild man from the Sudan, why he has been prevented from wrestling in parts of the United States, parts of the world. But Gary Hart somehow brings him in. And Abdullah the Butcher going after Skip Young again. There's something lying on the mat out there, along with Skip Young. 400 pounds standing on the chest of Skip Young. That's a good way to break some ribs. And now the Butcher going back to his trucks again, back to those huge tights. And he jabs into the throat again of Skip Young. You know, with all the bulk and all the size and all the strength that he has, you wonder why he has to use some foreign object. But the referee is having his problems with Gary Hart, who is a master at taking the attention of the referee away from his appointed duty. Once again, a choke in there by Abdullah the Butcher. And Skip Young trying to come up, trying to do something. Abdullah the Butcher butchering Skip Young, and once again he goes to those trousers. And it looks like the silver object looks like it could be a pair of surgical scissors. I just can't tell. It looks like a shiny object that he has. Now the Butcher dragging Skip lifeless like around the ring. Let's see what this 400-plus pound behemoth is going to do now. Setting up, Gary Hart gives him the nod. Here he comes, hammering in on Skip Young on top. And the referee a little cautious because Bronco Livich and Abdullah pulling Skip Young off the mat. Again, the Butcher goes into his trucks, and again, he hammers Skip Young in the throat. And here comes Jerry Allen in. Jerry Allen wants to get involved. Gary Allen and Abdullah. But Abdullah quickly dispatches Jerry Allen. And now, with the black cane, there goes one of the Batten brothers down. Here comes another Batten brother. And the Butcher jamming in on Brad and Bart. Well, this should be. And now he puts that cane into the throat of Skip Young. Here comes Bruiser Brody. Now things may even up. Bruiser puts that big shoe in his face. Gary Hart is in the way. There goes Bruiser. Abdullah tearing Bruiser out of the ring. Gary Hart interfering. And Hart comes around with Bruiser Brody and now Abdullah the Butcher. And Bruiser goes after Abdullah. Gary Hart holding Bruiser, but Bruiser keeps Abdullah at bay. The referee trying to get Gary Hart away from Bruiser Brody. Now they're both on Bruiser. Abdullah put Bronco Lubitsch out of action for about 6 weeks. Here comes Kevin Von Erich. Kevin after Gary Hart. Kevin hammering Gary Hart. Here Bruiser firing chairs into the ring. And now Gary Hart hoods Abdullah the Butcher and starts to lead him out. And Bruiser Brody coming to the rescue now as Gary Hart tries to get Abdullah the Butcher out of the arena. They're still working on Skip Young, who was pummeled and jabbed and bashed by this monster called Abdullah the Butcher. Now the Butcher going about the ring. But Bruiser Brody's waiting on him. And the crowd picking up the chant Bruiser. Abdullah making a threat at the cameraman down on the side. You never know what he... Let's go down to Mark Lawrence after this mayhem. Mark?
Clear the aisle, ladies and gentlemen, for your safety, please. Give the man room. Clear the aisle, please. Referee Rick Hazard awards the bout to Abdullah the Butcher due to the interference by Jerry Allen.
So the Butcher is the winner.
I love the secret magical flea market vibes of big time wrestling in the Portland Sports Arena, exemplified by this Rip Oliver Coco Samoa match.
Oh man, I tell you, those guys have a way of backing up their words, and Coco's going to start right now. So we go out to the ring to get ready for our main event. Coco Samoa, Rip the Crippler Oliver. There he is. We've got this release from Coco's doctor. We're going to put it right over here on the table.
That will be the best 2 out of 3 falls are to a TV time limit. Introducing in this corner, 245 pounds from Florida, Rip Oliver. His opponent in this corner, 236 pounds from the South Pacific, Coco.
The referee for our main event, of course, Sandy Barr. Well, Coco Samoa has asked Don Owen to put him on the card in every town they're in this coming week against Rip Oliver. He wants to put Rip Oliver in the hospital. He wants Rip Oliver to be carried out on his own carry-out stretcher service. And he would like to start today, right now. It was just a week ago that Rip Oliver did that damage to Coco Samoa. Coco wearing the eye patch. Just received the release from his doctor today. Sandy Barr trying to check that thumb of Rip Oliver's. Oliver claims that it's bandaged because it's injured. I'll tell you, it must be some kind of an injury because it's been bandaged now for about 3 years. Out goes Rip Oliver. He can see the look of intensity on Coco's face. Coco wants Rip Oliver in the worst way, and that's exactly the way he wants him, is in the worst way. He says, come on, get into the ring. He backs Oliver up into the turnbuckle. Sandy Barr tells Coco, let's wrestle, not box. Oh, baby, did Coco Samoa ever land a good one on the jaw of Rip Oliver, and now he just nailed him in the stomach, coming off those ropes, and he's got him. Headbutt number 1. Down goes Oliver. Is it going to be number 2? Crowd says yes, go for it. There it is, number 2. Down goes Oliver again. Oliver rolling out of the ring. And Coco Samoa is staying right on him, just romping and stomping with those bare feet of his on the back and the back of the neck, on the head of Rip Oliver. There are no rules right now. There is no such thing as a rule book right now. These two men. Rip Oliver suplexed into the ring by Coco Samoa. Another headbutt. Coco resorting to his best weapon, and that's the headbutt. Coco, a hard chop. And Rip Oliver goes down. Now the thumb, yes. Coco Samoa took his thumb and smashed it right into the throat of Rip Oliver. A little of his own medicine. And beautiful move by Coco Samoa. He got Sandy Barr to look the other way. And then he rammed that thumb into the throat again of Rip Oliver. Hard smash into the chest. Forearm smash across the jaw. Forearm smash across the face. Man, look at Coco Samoa just unloading. Shoves Sandy Barr out of the way. Another headbutt. Another right hand. We are seeing now a wild and crazed Mad Samoan. And now Rip Oliver, I believe, has been disqualified right there. Rip Oliver caught Coco in the throat, and now he took the eye patch off. Rip Oliver, I believe, has been disqualified in our first fall. He has. The first fall has gone to Coco Samoa by disqualification over Rip Oliver, and Coco gets that eye patch back on, and we'll be ready for our second fall after this timeout. Come on back and join us. The Buddha Dean.
All you people out there tonight, you're seeing the Crippler in action. He already took one of Coco's eyes. He might take the other one. But let me tell you, we're all going to be in Ephrata. And in Ephrata, there's a big battle royal for the trophy. Big trophy, a lot of action. Come on down, see the clan. Next day, we're in Wenatchee, Waxa something, some Indian name. I don't know what it is. Either way, we'll be there. You can count on that. Then we're running down to Pendleton. There's a big grudge match in Pendleton. Coco and Rip the Crippler. Coco might walk out of this one a blind man. Then we're over there in Yakima. All you Indians, sell a few of those apples, get you a ticket, get down, see the clan. Then we're over there in White Swan. White Swan, another big battle royal. The clan's going to make them all look like ugly ducklings in White Swan. Get you a ticket, see the clan. The Mean Man, the Buddha Dean, and the Crippler will all be there. Tell him, Mean Man.
You heard it. Buddha Dean told you, baby, where we're going to be at Pendleton, Yakima, White Swan, baby. It don't matter where it's at, when it's at, or what time it's at. The clan's going to be there. We'll defend these belts anywhere we're at. Coco Samoa, look out, baby. You may not have too much longer. Rip Oliver done took you in this one, baby, and he's finna get you again, brother. Let me tell you.
All I got to tell you is one thing. Let's get back in the ring right now. You jumped me from behind this time, Coco. Let's see who's the best man is now, brother, because I'm going to rip you apart.
All right, we are going right back to the ring for the second fall of our main event. Rip Oliver, who took some lumps in that first fall, but he was disqualified, and he came out the loser. So he's one fall down against Coco Samoa. He managed to get Coco's eye patch off, but no damage was done. Coco got it back on. We're going to be okay. By the way, if you have a club or a school or a group or a church organization of any kind that you'd like to raise money for, you can book professional wrestling into your area to raise that money. It's a great way to raise money for charity. And all you have to do is call Barry Owen. It's on your screen right now. Area code 503-484-0840. And Barry will give you all the information on how to book professional wrestling into your area to raise money for charity. Now let's go out to the ring and get ready for a second fall of our main event. This is best 2 out of 3 to a TV time limit. I still would like to get a clarification on this match on August 5th, Tuesday, and what they say is white swan. I just wonder if they really mean white salmon. But it says the card is sponsored by the White Swan Ambulance Service, so I guess that's white swan. Coco Samoa, look, and he's outraged. Boy, this guy is on fire. A Samoan volcano, headbutt on Rip Oliver. Another, he brought his feet up, and he nailed Oliver right in the face. Romping and stomping. His feet, his head. All right, we just found out from Barry Owen that is White Swan Indian Reservation. So Barry knew what he was doing all along. White Swan Indian Reservation, that's where those matches are going to be. All right, now it's Rip Oliver and Coco Samoa outside the ring. Another headbutt by Coco. A hard smash by Coco. All of this outside the ring. These men may get counted out. Oh! And Coco Samoa hit that iron post with his shoulder. Both men have been counted out outside the ring. Rip Oliver, man, he knocked over a chair. He's going back to the dressing room. He is hurting. Coco Samoa is the winner. Coco Samoa, the winner of our main event. Rip Oliver never had a chance to do any further damage to Coco's eye, even though he tried. You know, he would have tried some more had he had the chance, but Coco had things in control from the opening bell. And the only thing Rip Oliver could do was get himself disqualified, which he did in that first fall. Both men were counted out outside the ring of the second fall. We have run out of time, and well, we've either run out of time. Are we out of time? Okay. All right, I think that they have declared, they have declared Coco Samoa the winner of our main event. Now, we'll be back with a special interview, very special interview, right after this timeout. Don't go away.
A couple promos. Bill Watts talking about Dr. Death Steve Williams, and then Jerry Lawler explains the whole sordid history with Bill Dundee and Loser Leaves Town.
I was just getting ready to take off for my workout. I came by here, the Universal Wrestling Federation headquarters, and it always kind of gives me a time to reflect when I can think back about some of the great champions, some of the great athletes we've had, and of course the greatest. And the mail is already coming in, and just keep sending your mail, because we'll see that Steve Dr. Death Williams gets every letter you write. Dr. Death, Pro Wrestling Illustrated 1985 Achievement Award, Steve Williams, Most Improved Wrestler of the Year, voted by the readers. We were all set to give him this plaque. He knew about the award. We were going to give it to him at the University of Oklahoma at his homecoming at the Lloyd Noble Center last Sunday. Stanley Abel, his coach, a former teammate of mine, a two-time national champion in his own right, was there to make the presentation. One thing was missing, Doc. A man seemingly totally indestructible, a man you couldn't injure. And he's fallen prey to the vultures, the Freebird family that's circling up. And they're circling over everybody. But like vultures, they don't want you to be able to fight back. They almost got Duggan, DiBiase, not Doc, myself. In order to beat that family, you've got to have a family. You've got to pull them together. They got to come together. That's why when you work out, you wear something that motivates you. Doc's there. He's like one of my own kids. He's my personal protege. You can't get down with this, Freebirds. I'll tell you what. I'm going to get everybody I need. Whatever I need. But we're going to clip your wings.
Obviously sitting here with a king, and I don't say that I use the word respect But I will say that here's a guy, Jerry the King Lawler, who knows all about bad to the bone and everything else in that side of Bill Dundee.
Well, that's true, Lance. You know, they say you need to know everything you can know about an opponent to have your best, to have your best chance against him. And I feel like out of all of the people that I've ever wrestled down throughout my career, if I know any one man inside out, it's Bill Dundee. I know him because I've faced him many times, and I know him because I've been partners with him many times, and I know how tough he is, and I feel like I know, Lance, what goes on in his mind. I feel like I know what Bill's thinking. And I think that this whole situation has come about because of the fact that it was something that he had strived for his entire career, to get rid of me once and for all. You know, even a lot of people ask me, you know, are you and Bill Dundee friends, or do you really dislike each other as much as it appears? And I've told them over and over that even when Bill and I were partners, there was always, I don't know, Lance, if it was a personality conflict or something, but there was
I think that's the word for it.
There was an underlying animosity there that, there's sometimes that in a lot of tag teams. Guys will wrestle together, be partners, and be a heck of a tag team, but deep down inside or personally, they just really, they're really not the best of friends. And that was the case with Bill and I. And I think that he wanted more than anything, especially after I had won over him one time in a loser leave town match, he wanted to settle the score. He wanted to avenge that. And then when he did win the loser leave town match and I was out of here, and the promotions simply overruled it. They just simply said, we're bringing the King back. It tickled me to death. I think it pleased a lot of fans. But man, that's stuck in Bill Dundee's craw, and it's something that he's obsessed now, Lance. It's eating at him. And he's gone out and he's gotten to some of the best lawyers. You know, the things he said about lawyers is all true. This has been a costly legal battle, which it really didn't have to be. Every bit of this could have been settled right in the ring. But Dundee he won't admit this, but he's the one that started all the litigation. He's the one that went out and hired the lawyers first, and he's the one now that has gotten the lawyer to draw up. And I took it to my attorneys, and it is an ironclad contract. Whoever loses this match, Lance, is completely gone from this area for a period of at least 6 months. I mean, you can't appear on television here. You can't. There's no coming back to the arenas. There's no way that you come back under a mask, and there's absolutely no way that the promotion can override this or overrule this
From
decision.
what I saw of it, Jerry, there are just no loopholes. That's all.
No loopholes whatsoever. So, whoever comes out on the short end of this one is actually going to be gone from here for a long, long time.
Jerry, Dundee is very, very proud of counting up the number of times that you all have met and the number of victories that he has compared to the number of victories that you have, and he comes out on the plus side. But it's something that you keep pointing out, and it's been a very impressive thing when it comes to the big match, the loser leave town or something like that, with with only one exception. You have won every one of them.
Well, I don't want to be able to let myself get a false sense of security here.
Boy,
I know
wrong guy to do that with.
You're talking about big matches here. This is going to be the biggest one of Bill's career, and without a doubt the biggest one of my career. And I don't want to go in there with a big head, and I don't want to go in there thinking Bill Dundee can't win the big ones, because I know full well that he can. I know he's capable of it, and I know this is going to be the fight of my life. And so I just want to say this to Bill Dundee, and I want to say this to all the wrestling fans. I heard you say earlier, Lance, that there are some people out there that are still for Bill.
That's right.
I want to say to them, and I want to say to my fans too, that one thing that you can always expect from the King is that when I go in the ring, I do everything within my power to win the match. And this match is going to be absolutely no exception. It's going to be 110%. And Dundee, the better man, is going to win. And I'm just going to tell you, brother, I'm going to be giving it everything that I've got and then some. So you better come prepared.
I will tell you, you are going to see one of the great confrontations that has ever taken place in professional wrestling. You must be there to see it.
Back to World Class for highlights from a July 4th match where gentleman Chris Adams bladed a gusher and beat Ravishing Rick Rude for the title.
And we're at Reunion Arena, July 4th, and the Firecracker Spectacular. Reunion Arena in downtown Dallas, Texas, for the World Heavyweight Championship, World Class Championship Wrestling Association champion Rick Rude. As we pick up the action of the match, it has been Chris Adams who has been very much in charge in the battle, as Chris Adams goes flying across the ring and out of the ring, and they battle on the far side now with David Manning, the referee. Rick Rude with Adams in tow and smashing Chris Adams into that corner post. David Manning coming out to give an assist, and Percival Pringle obnoxiously standing by with the count as David Manning tries to get Rude off Chris Adams. Pringle probably could not cause a disqualification there, but David Manning is certainly threatening him and warning him as we watch Chris Adams now, who is in a terrible situation. Certainly, by virtue of his age, he's not superannuated, but he is indeed in a great deal of difficulty as he tries to recover and has a tremendous cut on his head as we see the blood flowing from his forward, and Rick Rude adding insult to injury, being an artificer of more problems for Chris Adams, coming out to slam his head on the floor. And Chris Adams, who has been in charge in this match, who has certainly been more than just the challenger, now is in deep trouble as Rick Rude helps him back in, and a stunned Chris Adams recumbent on the mat at Reunion Arena on this firecracker spectacular match. Chris Adams comes flailing out with some deep down enthusiasm and desire to maintain his professional equilibrium. And now it is Rick Rude who climbs as an Empire State Man to the top of the ring ropes, ready to try to throttle and dispatch Chris Adams with his final blast from the top rope. Lying prostrate is Chris Adams, but enough energy to fight his way out again. His head still red with his own gore as he now returns, comes up and does a tremendous recovery, flipping the champion Rick Rude across the ring. The super kick by Chris Adams. Certainly no Sylvan in the woods of professional wrestling as he fires across now with a 1, 2, and 3, and Chris Adams. No, he is not the champion. Rick Rude with his right leg on the bottom rope, and a surprise, an amazing turn of events if he had won there. A suplex by Chris Adams. A 1, 2, not quite 3. David Manning getting close to the count of 3 again. So Chris Adams has come barreling back after being smashed in the corner post. A pull down. He puts him on his shoulders and holds him for a count of 1 again. But Chris Adams, trying to become the World Heavyweight Champion, tossed into the ropes by Rick Rude. Here now is David Manning thrust across on the floor as Chris comes flying in. David Manning shaken now, shaken as Percival Pringle gives words of advice to Rick Rude. Percival Pringle standing on the top rope. This could be and Rick Rude is hit by the cane of Percival Pringle with a great move by Chris Adams. Pringle tossed out. David Manning moving around now, leaps across for the count of 1, 2, and 3, and Chris Adams is the champion. So it backfired. The banality of Percival Pringle III turned on him as he swung to smash Chris Adams, and instead Chris, with a tremendous move, got that cane across the head of Rick Rude. And we have a new and exciting and popular and handsome most of the time gentleman, Chris Adams, covered with his own blood, but covered with glory. Glory at Reunion Arena in downtown Dallas, Texas. No more popular champion could there be unless it were a Von Erich. Gentleman, Chris Adams, rising from the depths of despair just a few months ago, and now the World Heavyweight Champion. And it may be the end of Percival Pringle and Rick Rude, as Rude realizes what happened, and Pringle smashing his champion, smashing the man who wore the belt, and causing the effect of Chris Adams to win the championship. David Manning trying to separate, but what Pringle should do now is retreat. retreat as far as he possibly could, because there is a furious and inordinately insane champion right now in Rick Rude, who would like to destroy this man who has been his manager. The champion of the world for World Class Championship Wrestling Association is now the gentleman Chris Adams, and a destroyed Percival Pringle left in the ring by the former champion Rick Rude. Distraught, the nefarious act of Percival Pringle III has finally come to bear fruit, his own destruction. The joy of the crowd pounding the mat. And Percy Pringle is a man who has lost it all possible. It will be interesting to see if this association can return between Rude and Pringle. As he said, it was an accident. More world-class championship wrestling in just a moment.
The Crispy Lettuce Patreon Super Google Drive has WWC from Puerto Rico in the summer of '86, which means you get stuff like this.
Bien amigos, suena la campana, ya está el nuevo campeón de Puerto Rico, el Invader número 1, para enfrentarse a Mr. X en este encuentro de Capitol Sport Promotions en Superestrellas de la Lucha Libre, que vamos a llevar a ustedes inmediatamente.
Primero que nada, eso es una falta de respeto. Primero usted,
¿Cuál es la falta?
Usted primeramente tiene que saludarme a mí, ser una persona cortés, amable, caballerosa como lo soy yo.
Pues buenas tardes, señor, buenas tardes.
Y eso de que el Invader número 1 es el nuevo campeón, eso a mí
eso es la verdad,
no me interesa.
eso es la verdad.
Pero no me interesa, es la verdad. Naturalmente, le quitó la correa a un hombre que sí fue campeón verdaderamente, al señor Eric Embry.
Bueno, pues vamos a seguir. Ahí está Mr. X conectando varias patadas al Invader de Puerto Rico. Y ahí está, en dificultades el Invader. Viene el levantamiento en peso contra él. Y ¡wow! Tremenda contralona producida contra el Invader número 1 por parte de Mr. X. Se rebotó en las cuerdas, colazo invertido al pecho. Lo está cubriendo, buscando victoria, conteo de 2. Y por poquitito se descubrió tras el conteo de 2.
Le faltó muy poco al Invader número 1 para perder esta lucha.
Cierto.
A pesar de que el Invader número 1 es un luchador de calidad comprobada, naturalmente eso a mí no me gusta decirlo, pero es la verdad. El Invader número 1 es un gran luchador, pero eso solamente él lo puede comprobar cuando se enfrente a esta persona que está aquí, que es Chiquistar, y yo le voy a demostrar a toda la fanaticada que yo sí soy el número 1.
Y ahí está demostrando su calidad de grande y de campeón, precisamente. Se está recuperando muy bien. Ahí va el lance de esquina contra Mr. X. Cuando iba tras él recibió tremendo rodillazo de estómago. Marronazo en su espalda por parte de Mr. X. Ahí va, golpe a la cabeza con la derecha por parte de Mr. X contra el Invader. Vuelve la patada de costado. Golpe de rodilla al costado del Invader 1 por parte de Mr. X. Sigue el castigo esta vez en el hombro izquierdo. En dificultades nuevamente el Invader 1.
Fíjese, señor Payenijo, es una lástima, es una pena que Puerto Rico esté representado ahora mismo por el Invader número 1. Un hombre, no sé, que no tiene clase, no tiene calidad. Un cero a la izquierda, como lo llamo yo, un hombre insignificante. Pero naturalmente es el campeón de Puerto Rico. A mí eso no me gusta. Yo sé que a usted eso le complace demasiado.
Me fascina, me fascina.
Usted y él son uña y carne, como dicen por ahí. Pero el Invader número 1 solamente que se enfrente a Chiquistar y su correa la puede perder.
Ahí está, recuperándose nuevamente el Invader número 1. Logró derribar a Mr. X. Ahí está con el tremendo restrayón contra la lona por parte del Invader 1 contra el Mr. X. Ahí lo está tomando ahora por el brazo izquierdo. Viene el Invader con él, va al saque de cuerda, se produce el palmetazo al pecho y se fue a la lona. Ahí lo está cubriendo, buscando victoria 1 y se descubre tras el conteo de 2 Mr. X. Fue imposible en estos instantes para el Invader.
Exactamente, usted lo ha dicho, eso fue imposible. El Invader número 1 sabe que Mr. X le ha salido muy duro. Mr. X es un hombre fuerte, corpulento, mide sobre 6 pies, 4 pulgadas. Y el Invader se ve pequeñito, se ve como si no fuera nadie en ese ring. Pero todavía falta lo mejor, falta lo más importante de ese encuentro.
Bueno, es pequeñito de estatura, pero es grande de corazón. Y usted lo sabe, aunque no quiera admitirlo. Saque de cuerda contra el Invader y ahí derribado con rodillazo por parte de Mr. X. Vamos a ver qué acontece en este encuentro. Ahí está, grandeza de cuerpo contra grandeza de alma.
en el grandeza de alma. Aquí no se pelea con el alma ni con el corazón, señor Padre Hijo. Aquí sencillamente se usan las manos, se usan los pies. Esto es lucha libre profesional. Cuando usted vaya de hablar de alma o corazón, se refiere o a un médico, a un sacerdote, personalidades así por el estilo.
Saque de cuerdas contra Mr. X por parte del Invader. Está el palmetazo, mis amigos, tomado por el brazo izquierdo nuevamente Mr. X. Va el saque, levantamiento en fuego, la catapulta, pero no fue muy bien colocada. Se le escabulló algo. Ahí está siendo tomado por el brazo izquierdo nuevamente Mr. X. Ahí no. El saque de cuerdas contra el Invader, pero hay un Invader, ahí lo tiene. Ahí lo está en puesta de espalda, lo está dominando. Mis amigos, lo dominó. Victoria para el Invader, acaba de llegar. ¿Pero qué es esto, mis amigos? Acaba de entrar el Crosser, el triturador. Ahí entró indebidamente, luego de que el Invader obtuvo la victoria. Y usted vio eso, que tuvo la victoria, entró indebidamente. Y ahí está el castigo por parte ahora de este señor, lo agarra a Mr. X. Pero ahí está, no funcionó Mr. X, que vino a proteger a sus compañeros, recibió el golpe. Pero entró indebidamente. Mire, está aplicando la trituradora también ahí ahora.
Se acabó el Invader número 1, señor Padre Hijo.
Eso es ilegal.
Usted lo sabe.
Es ilegal.
No, señor. Eso está todo por la regla de la lucha libre. Y el Invader va a notar en este momento que está luchando con un hombre de verdad. Ya usted lo sabe. El Crusher va a eliminar al Invader número 1.
Esto fue traición, mis amigos. Entró ahí indebidamente el Crusher con una trituradora luego de haber concluido el encuentro. Después de la victoria del Invader sobre Mr. X, mis amigos. Ahí entró, mis amigos. Y ahí observan ustedes. Ahí vienen nada menos que los rocanroleros, mis amigos. Ahí vienen. ¡Wow! Ahí está. Le están castigando con una correa por la espalda al triturador, al Crusher. Lo están castigando ahora, no obstante, este trata de seguir deshaciendo desde el Invader.
Como siempre, el Invader número 1 no pudo con el Crusher. Mire cuánta gente necesita.
Ahí está.
5 luchadores más para poder controlar el Crusher. Y no pueden ellos. Y el Invader número 1 lo sabe que él no puede él solo con el Crusher. Ahí ustedes están viendo lo animal, lo bestia y lo salvaje que es el Crusher,
el
señor
Crusher
Padre Hijo.
tan salvaje que entró indebidamente al cuadrilátero por ahí. Y ahí vieron ustedes como dejó ahora lastimado malamente dentro del cuadrilátero al Invader número 1. Y tuvieron que entrar en su auxilio los rocanroleros, el Monarca, Isaac Rosario y otros luchadores. Pero cuando entraban todos ellos se huyó entonces al cuadrilátero. No es decir, corrió hacia el cuadrilátero. Ahí están auxiliando ahora al Invader número 1, quien ha sido malamente castigado por parte del triturador de Crusher, luego de que el Invader había obtenido la victoria sobre Mr. X, estimados amigos. Vamos pues ahora a cortar y a pausar y venimos con ustedes dentro de unos
Pobre
instantes.
Invader, qué pena me da tu caso.
Main event is the Fantastics versus Tatum and Victory, which means we get the Fantastics hugging a bunch of teeny boppers and Missy Hyatt's 1980s sexy ass.
Ladies and gentlemen, this match for the UWF Tag Team Championship. Introducing first the challengers with Missy Hyatt versus Hollywood John Tatum. Also, Jack Victory.
Fantasize that's me that we're kissing. They really wish it was me.
You really think that, huh?
Oh, I know.
I know you really do believe that, don't you?
I know it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the UWF Tag Team Championship will be on the line momentarily. There you see Tommy Rogers, his partner Bobby Fulton on the just down from him somewhat. There you see him. There he is.
You know, there's one thing though. We've got a TV title match coming up. We got Hacksaw Duggan and a one-man gang. But with this being a tag title match, we may not get to see that because it's TV time remaining and it could go the whole time. And boy, oh boy, I tell you what, if Hollywood John Tatum don't know how to pick a lady, then grits ain't groceries and eggs ain't poultry. Let's get the camera back on her instead of these punks. I'd rather look at her.
Missy Hyatt, the self-professed first lady of professional wrestling.
You're a socialite, baby.
Well, that's true. I'm not going to deny that whatsoever.
And if we were out socially, I'm sure she could light me up. But that's all right. There's plenty of girls out there for TS.
I know another very attractive young lady would certainly like to get her hands on
me. I know who you're talking about, Dark Journey. You know what happened now? Now somebody gave her my phone number. Now she's calling my house, man. No doubt about it. They love these punks here. They're not only here, all over the country, all over the world.
One fall or television time remaining. They're going to settle it down here now, and the battle will start momentarily.
I don't know if it'll ever be settled down. You know, the Fantastics, as I understand, are pretty decent friends with ZZ Top and those guys, so they think they're hot stuff. Well, hey, I told you before, the reason I've been bragging about it, next week we're going to premiere, we had the cameras come to studio, our follow-up hit single, The Bad Street USA. The boys are back in town with Ricky Medlock playing guitar. Right now I think we might have a conversation right here.
Well, there's some history between John Tatum and Missy Hyatt and the Fantastics from months gone by.
Ain't no reason to push, baby. Ain't nothing between you but air. Get it on, and they are. Here they go. Shot him in. Drop kick. Whoa.
Boy, he was elevated. Tommy Rogers, Bobby Fulton, the Fantastics, and there you see the UWF Tag Team Champions.
Copying my walk. Look at this. Slate shot him in. Boy, this may not, we may have plenty of time. The way this is going. A blow to the head. Another blow. They've got victory, really. They're going to go to shoot him together. Boom. Well, I'll tell you what, if Tatum and Victory are going to make a serious challenge, they're going to have to regroup here. Because the Fantastics are hot, they're on the run. Headlock side, take over, good move by Tatum right into the head scissor.
They pulled his hair.
Oh, I didn't see that. But it's good move. See, he's getting some rest, he's getting his breath, and he's got the guy locked in. What? Now, why'd they make him break the hold?
Because he pulled the hair, Michael.
Oh.
There's rules. You should read the rule book every now and then. You might learn something there. It's an enlightening experience. Read the rule book occasionally.
Hey, I don't need to read. I just need to do what I do best, be with my brothers, make money, and rock and roll. And like I said, our new hit single, Boys Are Back in Town, you'll get to see how we recorded it, and everybody knows that the boys are back in town. Dr. Death knows the boys are back in town. Bill Watts knows the boys are back in town.
Can you sing if your jaw's wired shut?
Who's going to wire it shut, smarty?
There's a big cowboy that's... We'll talk about that at another time. This match is a very important matchup.
It sure is, and there she is, boy. Almost looking as good as me. Good body slam by Victory. Went for an elbow. Rogers moved. Another, whoa, boom. A drop kick into another drop kick. I'll tell you what, Tommy Rogers could probably have been a great Olympic, what do they call it, high jumper there. Because I've never seen somebody for his size get up there.
These young men have captured the hearts and minds of the fans, Universal Wrestling Federation, and they've earned that respect.
Tatum looks like he might have a busted lip there. But he didn't get that name Hollywood John Tatum by being no slouch, and neither did Jack Victory.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. I won't take anything away from them, the men athletically.
And knowing Missy Hyatt, and what I do know about her, she don't put up with losers. She does not put up with losers. She's used to the glamorous life all her life. And,
in other words, you're saying she's spoiled.
Yeah, she's spoiled, baby. And getting these belts will feed that ego of hers. Boy, they're thundering. It sounds like a thunderstorm here. The building is coming down. It's like this any arena you go, of course, because we're there. But UWF, when it goes on tour, brother, it rocks and rolls all the way.
We certainly appreciate all the fans joining us here on the program. There is just nothing like being in your local arena as Tatum and Victory have had their conference, and now let's see if their strategy is...
elbow. There we go. He's got Fulton in the corner, and he's starting to pound on him. Tide is fixing to change. He's going for a turnbuckle, but Fulton, beautiful move. He stood up, did a head scissor, drop kick, Tatum. Another drop kick. Now Rogers is in there, now they're double teaming. See? And Gilbert, is he doing anything about it?
The Fantastics airline, they are flying high, and Mr. Tatum and Mr. Victory are certainly not pleased with the outcome of this match thus far.
And I don't know if the camera caught that. Tommy Rogers went out on the floor and kicked Jack Victory in the head.
The fans certainly love the Fantastics. And look at Missy.
Well, she's trying to regroup her man.
What kind of strategy is she going to lay on him?
I don't know, but she can regroup me. Then again, what does the broad really know about fighting? It's like that dark journey. If she don't quit calling, I'm just getting my number changed. She knows she wrote that letter. I proved it. She come out here and lied, said she didn't. Sooner or later, I'll fix her.
There you see Bobby Fulton.
I think you asked about their strategy. What it is to slow down the momentum of the Fantastics, because the crowd's obviously got them fired up. And that's a very smart move on their part. Clean break by Tatum. Clean break. There he's trying to walk my walk. Can't nobody talk that talk or walk the walk like the bad street birds. Headlock by Fulton. Now he's in the corner. Tatum shoots him off, drops down. Fulton comes across. I don't know what happened there. He went to hit the ropes and must have jarred his obliques.
He buried the knee in the kidneys. Ladies and gentlemen, I've just been notified we've got to take a commercial timeout here. We'll be right back. We'll be right back with more of the Universal Wrestling Federation Tag Team Championship after this timeout. We're back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for being with us here. Jim Ross back at ringside. Michael Hayes has left the podium to prepare Buddy Roberts, time permitting, for the UWF Television Championship against Terry Taylor. But we've got the UWF Tag Team titles on the line right here. The challengers, Jack Victory and Hollywood John Tatum. It's Victory and Bobby Fulton in the ring now. Fulton trying to regroup, and this crowd, what a phenomenal crowd here at the Tulsa Convention Center, and they're so vocal on this hot July night. John Tatum now with the elbow, and they have slowed the pace down considerably here. And a 2 count. Referee Tommy Gilbert still smarting from the back injury that he sustained a couple of weeks ago. Tatum trying for the, looks like a suplex, but Fulton's blocking it. Look at him grapevine that left leg. And Fulton reverses it. Rogers encouraging his partner to make the tag, and the tag is made. And Tommy Rogers of the Fantastics is opening up on Jack Victory, and now Fulton's in there with John Tatum. The challengers thrown together once more. And Fulton with those short right hands right to the face of Victory. Look at Missy Hyatt. It looked like she stuck her hands right in the eyes of Tommy Rogers. And the referee saw it, and they're calling for the bell, a disqualification. I think a disqualification's been rendered here. Missy Hyatt buried those long fingers into the eyes that looked like of Tommy Rogers. But we've got a very touchy situation here. And they're bringing Missy Hyatt in. Look at, they're wanting her to slap Tommy Rogers, and she slapped Rogers right in the face. How humiliating. But this crowd is deafening, and there goes Dark Journey in the missing link. They have seen all of what they want, and Dark Journey has slapped Missy Hyatt right in the face. And look at the link in the headbutts, and the Fantastics are back in the ring. Dark Journey says, "You are mine," and Missy Hyatt. Hyatt's trying to get out of the ring. Tatum and Victory are pulling her away from Dark Journey. The missing link's on the floor. It's pandemonium in Tulsa. Dark Journey wants to miss. Look at Missy Hyatt. She's screaming, and we'll be back with more UWF action after this.
Well, you made it to the end of another Pro Wrestling This Week, and if you did, Send your boy Dirt God 69 cents so that fairies can Fargo strut through your life.